Okay, so basically there are two ways to look at the bodies of the Buddhas. The Trikaya means three bodies, and the other doctrine is the two Buddha body, explained mostly by Master Tan Luan, you see. But there are actually two ways to see the same reality. We shouldn't like discriminate and say, okay, this doctrine is better than no. There are two ways of seeing the same manifestations of the Buddhas. Okay, I will first explain the Trikaya. So in the Trikaya, we have the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya. Okay, so the characteristics of the Dharmakaya are the Dharmakaya is shared by all Buddhas. The Dharmakaya is also beyond all names and all forms. It's beyond any sort of language or thought. Okay, okay, and the Dharmakaya has no beginning and has no end. Okay, these are the main characteristics of the Dharmakaya. So the Dharmakaya is the supreme body of the Buddhas. Okay, it's shared by all Buddhas, it has no beginning, no end, and is beyond thought and beyond language. Okay, all pervasive. Then we have the Sambhogakaya. Okay, the Sambhogakaya. Let me explain it here. Sambhogakaya is also called the body of glory. It's the individual body, yes, of that Buddhas possess to help sentient beings, and this Sambhogakaya body is always located in the respective Pure Land of each Buddha. For example, Shakyamuni Buddha has a Sambhogakaya. Medicine Master Buddha has a Sambhogakaya. Padmasambhava also has a Sambhogakaya. Each Buddha has a Sambhogakaya according to the particular vows. Okay, and this Sambhogakaya body has a particular color, a particular name or mantra associated with this Sambhogakaya body. Okay, and the characteristic of the Sambhogakaya body is that it is related intimately with the vows or the specific vows made by a Buddha. So Sambhogakaya is an eternal, specific manifestation for the sake of sentient beings, which is located in the Pure Land of a specific Buddha. In the case of Amida Buddha, the Sambhogakaya manifestation is his Pure Land and his Sambhogakaya body, which has specific characteristics of glory, beauty, and all of that, and the specific name associated with this Sambhogakaya manifestation, which is the name of Amida Buddha. Each Buddha has a particular color, a particular mantra, a particular name. In the case of Amida Buddha, is Amida Buddha's Pure Land, his Sambhogakaya, as explained in the larger sutra, and of course all of the things to be found there in the Pure Land. Okay. Now the thing is that the Sambhogakaya has a beginning and has no end. Okay. Remember, Dharmakaya has no end and no beginning. In the case of Sambhogakaya, it has a beginning, but it has no end. When does it begin? It begins when the vows of a Buddha have been accomplished. In our case, the larger sutta explains that the Pure Land and Amida Buddha as such exist from 10 kalpas ago. Yeah? So 10 kalpas ago, Amida Buddha became a Buddha and the Pure Land started to help sentient beings. Yes, this is what the larger sutra informs us. Okay, this is a Sambhogakaya. Now, the Nirmanakaya is an accommodated body or a body of accommodation. And these are the different manifestations that a Buddha can emanate or can produce or generate in order to help sentient beings in all the 10 directions of the universe. And they can emanate as many, yes, as Nirmanakaya bodies as they need to help sentient beings. And they can do it at the same time. So a Buddha can be in one planet doing one thing and can be in another planet with another appearance at the same time. Yes, and they can do it ad infinitum, infinitely, yes, as many as they need to do. Okay, and this is very much explained in the sutras as well. You see, actually, it's explaining one of the vows that beings there will manifest as many bodies and will go to as many places as they need to go in order to benefit sentient beings. And this is what Amida Buddha is doing. This is what Avalokiteshvara and all Buddhas are doing as we speak. Okay, and the characteristic of the Nirmanakaya is that these bodies vary. They can change from time to time. Okay, they variate according to the capacities of sentient beings. So let's say if you go, as the example of Jodo Sensei, you go to a planet. I don't know. Let's go to planet X. So you have to look like planet X inhabitants. Okay, you cannot go there and have, I don't know, 4 heads and 3 eyes, you know, because you will scare people. So you need to have the same appearance as those beings inhabiting this planet. Okay, so this Nirmanakaya body can last for as long as the mission, or this Dharma mission, let's call it, lasts, okay? When the Dharma mission is over, then the Buddha can choose if he wants to end this Dharmakaya, Nirmanakaya body. Yes, this is the topic that Hosan and Myokaku were asking about, okay? The only thing that can terminate is the Nirmanakaya, only if the Buddha considers that this Nirmanakaya body has completed its purpose, okay? If it has completed its purpose and the karmic conditions are no longer there, then the Buddha can eliminate this Nirmanakaya body, but that doesn't mean that the Buddha is not there. Of course, the Buddha is always there, because remember that the Dharmakaya is everywhere in the universe. Dharmakaya is everywhere, okay? And the Sambhogakaya is in his particular Pure Land. So when a Nirmanakaya body is, vanishes, then a Buddha is always active in another part of the universe. This is explained in the Lotus Sutra as well. Okay, so when Shakyamuni Buddha ended his life here in what we call Nepal, India, 26 centuries ago, then he's as we speak, he was in another universe preaching the Dharma at the same time. Okay, so we shouldn't think that whenever he eliminates one Nirmanakaya, he's no longer there. No, actually, he has been in many places at the same time. You see, in space and time. So we should try to look at the Buddhas. We shouldn't try to impose on the Buddhas the limitations that we samsaric beings have. Yes, we are limited by space and time, but the Buddhas are not limited by that. Okay, so that they can emanate as many bodies of accommodation as they need. So, in order to as a recap or as a summary, Dharmakaya has no beginning, no end beyond name and form. Sambhogakaya has a beginning and no end, according to the vows of a particular Buddha who creates a Pure Land and a body of glory in order to attract beings to his Pure Land. Okay? Yes, and this Sambhogakaya body has a specific name, and a specific color, and a specific manifestation, and it is located in a specific Pure Land with specific characteristics. Yes, for example, the Pure Land of Medicine Master Buddha, it's called the Lapis Lazuli because it has a lot of blue in there. Yes, that is the color that he chose, because blue is related to medicine, all of that. Okay, the Pure Land of Padmasambhava, it has a lot of green, for example. Yes, according to the Sandal Palri, or the copper colored mountain has a lot of green, according to the paintings, the sacred paintings of the Tankas. Yes, in the case of Amida Buddha, has many colors, but the golden seems to be predominant there. But there are many such manifestations there. Only and as an example, so the Sambhogakaya body has a beginning and has no end, and is related to the vows of a specific Buddha. And the Nirmanakaya are the bodies that are emanated from the Sambhogakaya of a specific Buddha to help all beings in all 10 corners or 10 directions of the universe. And these accommodated bodies have many different characteristics that are adapted to the minds of the beings that we are trying to teach. Okay, so it's very important. So the Buddhas emanate Nirmanakayas according to the capacities and the characteristics and the ways that are most efficient to teach beings in a certain world system. Okay, and they can vary. And also they are related to visions. For example, if you ever see Amida Buddha in a vision, it is not a Sambhogakaya body. Yes, because your mind cannot grasp the Sambhogakaya or the Dharmakaya for that matter. You are only seeing a small Nirmanakaya manifestation adapted to your mind. Okay, this is very important for us to understand. And also a flesh and body Buddha like we have here is not a Sambhogakaya, and it's not the Dharmakaya. It's what? A Nirmanakaya. Because Shakyamuni Buddha assumed the form of a handsome prince in India. That is the way he chose to manifest. So that is a Nirmanakaya. Okay? Is this clear?
Yeah, I would like to add something about, for example, if you have a vision of Amida Buddha, as Kosho said, that is a Nirmanakaya manifestation of Amida. And we have a passage in the Contemplation Sutra which says like this: Amitayus or Amida, exercising supernatural powers at will, can freely manifest his various forms in the lands of the 10 directions. At times, he may appear as a large figure, filling the whole sky. At other times, as a smaller figure, only 16 or 8 feet high. The figures that he manifests are all of the color of pure gold. So here it means that you might have a vision of Amida in a small image or a larger image. That is a manifestation of Amida especially made for you. That is a Nirmanakaya form. Also, it is said in the Contemplation Sutra, Amida possesses 84,000 physical characteristics, each having 84,000 secondary marks. Each secondary mark emits 84,000 rays of light. Each ray of light shines universally upon the lens of the 10 directions, embracing and not forsaking those who are mindful of the Buddha. So this is again manifestation of Amida Buddha for us. So the Amida Buddha that is there in front of in your room that you can see or not see is a Nirmanakaya manifestation. Dharmakaya is the discovered Buddha nature. So this is why everybody, all Buddhas have the same Dharmakaya, because all the Buddhas and you guys also have the same Buddha nature. Just you don't know it now, you haven't discovered it, and Buddha's already discovered. Okay? And what kind of Sambhogakaya will we have when we attain Buddhahood? Well, when we attain Buddhahood in the Pure Land, we'll have the same Dharmakaya as Amida and all Buddhas, and we will have a Sambhogakaya in the Pure Land. So our Sambhogakayas are in the Pure Land, and our various Nirmana, the Pure Land of Amida, and our various Nirmanakayas will be manifest all over the universe, the samsaric universe. That's very interesting. Because why do I say this? Because if you read the many vows of Amida, in which he explains the various enlightened qualities that we will possess after birth in the Pure Land, you will see that we will actually possess all these qualities and all these extraordinary bodies in the Pure Land. So our Sambhogakaya manifestations are in the Pure Land. We will be a Sambhogakaya Buddha in the Pure Land of Amida. What do you think, Kosho?
No, yes, I mean, of course, this is explained in the sutras. I was about to explain only to finish the answer.
Yes, please
to finish
do it.
for today is to go to the two body doctrine. Yes, and to summarize, yes, as Jodo Sensei says, when you go to the Amida Buddha's Pure Land, related to our Jodo Shinshu path, we will have the Dharmakaya, as all Buddhas, as Sambhogakaya in the Pure Land, and emanate as countless Nirmanakaya bodies, as it is explained in the larger sutra, from the Pure Land. Okay. So where is Amida Buddha? 3 places at the same time: the Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, and Nirmanakaya. And this applies to all Buddhas in the 10 directions. And we also have
wait a second, Kosho, please. One more thing to add. Sorry for interruption. As Kosho said previously, various Buddha manifest various bodies, Sambhogakaya bodies, because they have different vows. Well, when we actually become Buddhas not through any personal vow that we make in personal power, but we attain Buddhahood in the Pure Land of Amida due to the vows of Amida. So this is why it is logical to say that we become Sambhogakaya Buddhas in the Pure Land of Amida, because we rely on Amida's vows. You see, this is why. If we attained Buddhahood through some different vows that we make in self-power, then we could say that we have a Sambhogakaya body elsewhere. But no, we attain Buddhahood through the vows of Amida. That's why we manifest Sambhogakaya, we have Sambhogakaya in his Pure Land. Yes, sorry. Please continue,
okay.
Kosho.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed, Sensei. Yes, and for other practitioners who want to have their own Pure Land, their own specific things, then of course they will have a different Sambhogakaya. In our case, our Sambhogakaya will always be related to Amida Buddha. Yes, of course, because Amida Buddha is the one who is giving us the resources to eliminate our kleshas and to be related to him in his Pure Land. Okay. Very good. So only to finish this question, I will now explain the two-body doctrine. Yes. So the two-body doctrine it can be found in the book, The True Teaching. I forgot to mention this. If you want to study this topic in great detail, you can go to page 78 of the book, The True Teaching on Amida Buddha and His Pure Land. If you go there, you will find a complete explanation of the Trikaya and the two Buddha doctrine in great detail, yes, with the passages from the sutras. But since there are so many questions in these topics of examination, I will not go through all of this. Okay, but I will explain that the two Buddha bodies, or the Nishu Hoshin doctrine, explained by Master Tan Luan, which is actually one of the patriarchs of our school. Yes, one of the patriarchs of Jodo Shinshu, very much quoted by Shinran Shonin, I must say, in his Jodo Shinshu. The Dharmakaya, actually, according to Master Tan Luan, there are two Buddha bodies, and this is related to the Trikaya. I will explain how. So first is the Dharmakaya of Dharma nature, yes? And second is the Dharmakaya of expediency, okay? The Dharmakaya of Dharma nature is very much the same as the Dharmakaya of the Trikaya, okay? So Dharmakaya of Dharma nature is the Hosho Hoshin, and this means the Dharmakaya that is beyond names and forms, shared by all Buddhas, Dharmakaya of Dharma nature. And the Dharmakaya of expediency, or Hoben Hoshin, is also called the Dharmakaya of compassionate beings. That means the Dharmakaya taking shape and form for the sake of others, for compassion. Okay, and this is related to the Sambhogakaya and the Nirmanakaya. It's very simple. Okay, the Dharmakaya of expediency is another way of saying Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya. Yes? The only difference is that the Trikaya is in 3, and this is explained in 2. Okay, so the second Dharmakaya of expediency contains the Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya. Okay, why is called the Dharmakaya of compassion? That means it's because Buddhas create a bridge in between the Dharmakaya, yes, and to help sentient beings. Since the Dharmakaya is so far removed from our day-to-day life, and is so mysterious and difficult to explain, actually cannot be explained, yes. So then Buddhas create a bridge in between this transcendental reality and our reality. So they create enlightened forms, okay? And these forms include Sambhogakayas from the vows that Buddha made, and Nirmanakayas, yes? Okay, the difference between the Dharmakaya of Buddha, Dharma nature, and Dharmakaya of experience. Dharmakaya of Dharma nature is formless, is beyond thought, beyond language. But Dharmakaya of expediency has language, has form, yes? How do Buddhas help sentient beings? By repeating their names, yes? By be born in their pure life, which have forms, yes? By having bodies, yes? By manifesting gestures of compassion, yes? If we didn't have this, as Buddhists, we would be in difficult troubles, yes? Because Dharmakaya can only be understood by high-level bodhisattvas and high-level practitioners, yes? And most of us are not like that. We need forms, yes?
Actually,
we need names.
Actually, actually, we can really understand Dharmakaya only when we dwell in Dharmakaya, when we discover Buddha nature. Until then, various high-level practitioners can have perhaps more glimpses into that, but they can't understand it. Yes.
Yes, you only fully understand it until you become the Dharmakaya.
Yes.
We can explain it like this, of course. Yes, to truly understand Dharmakaya, to truly understand this ultimate Dharmakaya, you have to become it. Yes, and it's very difficult. That is why Buddha has devised ingenious to help sentient beings. For example, creating the Sambhogakayas, creating the Pure Lands, yes, for the benefit of sentient beings. So it's very important to understand it. So, to summarize, and only to finish this topic, Trikaya, Dharmakaya, Sambhogakaya, Nirmanakaya, 3 Buddha doctrine. And then you have the 2 Buddha doctrine, yes, which is the Dharma body of Dharma nature, which corresponds with the Dharmakaya of the Trikaya. And then we have the Dharmakaya of compassionate means, which corresponds to the Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya. So you see like this, okay? This one is the same like this, and the second one corresponds to the Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya, okay? Very important for us to understand that these 2 ways, the 3 Buddha body and the 2 Buddha body, are different ways to speak about the same things. To speak about that Buddhas have an ultimate reality that is difficult to understand, yes, and difficult to realize, harder even to realize and that they have compassionate means made of names and forms in order to help us understand. It's like a bridge, no? Like a bridge in between a very hard reality, and we have to walk this bridge. That is why we should never use the Dharmakaya beyond names and forms to confuse people and say that, oh no, like the Sambhogakaya of Amida Buddha is not true. Yes, because that would be like missing the point. You know, Dharmakara Bodhisattva became Amida Buddha through many hardships and many difficulties in order for him to create a bridge in between our limited minds and Dharmakaya. Yes, so the bridge is important. You cannot say, oh, the bridge is not important. No, the bridge is everything. You see, the bridge is why the reason why Dharmakara made so much efforts into creating his Pure Land. So we cannot say that the Sambhogakaya is not true. No, the Sambhogakaya and Nirmanakaya are created from this ultimate reality, and we should understand Amida Buddha in name and form as it is explained in the larger sutra, for us to go to the Pure Land, and then we will be able to understand the Dharmakaya as well. But for now, we only focus on Amida in name and form, as it is explained in the larger sutra. Okay.
Yes, only in Amida, in name and form, we can have faith. We cannot have faith directly in the Dharmakaya, but in Amida, in name and form. And we have to also say that, I think you also said that the Pure Land of Amida Buddha is a Sambhogakaya manifestation. That's very important. Yeah. Yes. And because it is rooted in ultimate reality. The Pure Land is not a samsaric phenomena, but it is was manifested by Amida Buddha in accordance with his vows from the ultimate reality. So the Pure Land is rooted in ultimate reality, always rooted in ultimate reality. Yes.